Hello there guys, and welcome back to Reborn with Michael Watson. Today we're talking about the fact that 10 years ago I was diagnosed with male pattern baldness, genetic condition. And as you can see, I stopped that from happening. I'm here now with thicker hair than I had 10 years ago. And on the thumbnail there, you can see the email that I received to confirm that, and the fact that they wanted to put me on medication. Before I go into the details of how I stopped it, I just want you guys to please like, share and subscribe. If you're new to the channel and you find it helpful, give me a like then. If you're not new to the channel and you like my content, chuck me a like now. It really helps the video to grow. And also comment down below if you found the video helpful. Now, last thing before I go into it, I actually have all the details of how you can stop your own hair loss and create new growth in my online course, which is going to be linked in the description. It's Stop Hair Loss in 30 Days, and it outlines everything that I did, so you can do it too. But I'm going to give you a very short overview of what I did. So let's cut back. I turned 35 this month. When I was 25, just 24 actually, about to turn 25, I went to a clinic where they have professionals, where they test your hair, they look at it under a microscope, they take all these horrible pictures with lighting and everything. And I heard the dreaded words, you have genetic condition of male pattern baldness. If you don't act now, you're going to lose your hair likely in the next 5 years to 10 years. What was that, guys? So what they actually offered me was a plan of Propecia, minoxidil and various other things. Now, at the time I was suffering with very severe anxiety and worry. So I looked into Propecia and it said it could affect you having children, and it can also affect your capability to even do the process that makes children happen. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So I was like, I'm not having that in my life. And it was at that point I still was so worried, checking my hair every day, feeling depressed about what they've said. But I knew in my heart that something had to change. So I went on a journey. I found all the books that I could find around genetics and how we can have an effect on our genetics, because I just knew in my heart that no one can tell me how my body's going to express. So I read a first book I ever read was You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza, because I'd looked into Propecia and I'd realised that in the placebo group, actually people were having some hair growth, especially at the beginning. So I thought if I could tap into that knowledge and create that hair growth anyway, without tablets, then I could really change my life. I also read the book Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce Lipton. And I was like, wow, I love what all of this is about. Now, the interesting thing is those two had their own hair loss problems. So that threw me a little bit, because I was like, why wouldn't they use this knowledge the same way that I'm going to use this knowledge? But do you know what? I thought everyone's goals are different. Some people don't care. Some people don't want to change this. So I was just like into it. I was ready to go. And I promise you guys, I found a process that really works. The major thing is, the major first step that you need to remember is that the fact that you keep checking it and thinking about it and worrying about it is just exacerbating the problem. On an energetic level, we know that where our awareness goes, our energy flows. So the overall arcing thing that I needed to do was I needed to give up my caring about it so much. And it was at the point when I stopped caring whether it did it or not, is when it stopped. And that's huge, because I was so bothered. And I used to have to comb my hair into styles for parts and all that, and I used to worry about it, and I used to think, what are they going to put the microphone in for the acting role that I'm playing at the moment? If I've got no hair, I'm going to have to start wearing wigs. Oh my gosh, I'm going to lose roles, I'm going to lose parts at the time when I was an actor. And so I had to lose care. But how did I get to the point where I lost care? Well, the first step was I stopped myself from checking in all the time. Any time that I wanted to check in, I would just start to say, no more. Everything's working out for me. It's all okay. Everything's going to work out. When I was in the shower and I was smothering my hair with shampoo, I would say thank you so much for all the wonderful hairs on my head that I have, growing thick and strong. Thank you for the hair that I do have. And the other phases were I used to sit there and I used to, this is before I knew about the breath work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, or the sort of, you'd call it the fire breath. I used to draw the energy up to my head and I used to feel my head tingle. And I would feel it tingle and I'd say that's the energy of my hair being renewed. And I would draw it up and I'd feel that tingle. And it would be like, that's the energy of my hair being renewed. And it felt so good. It felt so wonderful. And I used to go there, you know, a lot. But then still, even throughout that time, I was still checking things, combing my hair back, wetting my hair to comb it back, looking at what celebrities had, what their hair was like, and so on and so forth. Sorry if the camera keeps changing shadows, but just hear what I'm saying. It's the most important part. So I had to really work on my reaction to my hair. I think it all came to a head when I had a panic attack going to get a haircut. And I realised this is just a focus of my anxiety. I've noticed a change. I feel out of control and it's made me feel anxious. So the main key that I worked on was overcoming my anxiety. So what I did was every time I felt that energy, I'd notice it and I'd breathe and I'd let it flow and relax. Then on top of that, I would say thank you to my body after I felt relaxed. Thank you to my body. It knows exactly what to do. It knows how to make the hair grow thick and strong. Thank you to every hair on my head. I love you so much. And I started to love the hair that I had. I started to love it. Yeah, and still, it took me time. Over that time. So that's why I created the course that I've got to offer you here. Because over 30 days, I can go through all the different things that I did. So you don't have to go through, you know, the 2 years that I spent trying to overcome this. But, you know, the major key is that I started to love the hair that I had. And I lost care of whether I lost it or not. Because I was just like, it's okay. If it goes, it goes. And now I sit in a place where I'm so content. Because I'm 35, it's 10 years later. And if anything, my hair looks better. It hasn't changed, guys. That's the craziness of this. So anything is possible on this journey with energy. If you're in a similar position to me, go get the course. Change your life. 30 days, man. It's going to be unbelievable. Apply what I say in the course. Do the meditation that I've got in the course. I used to meditate every day. And I was using some meditations by Dr. Joe, actually. And I just used to see myself in the future. Happy, hairy, and fun, you know? But after a while, you've got to let that go too. You've got to stop thinking about it. So the key element was when I let go of care whether I lost it or not, it started to grow perfectly. Because it was all the fear, stress, and anxiety that was making the genetic formula of that show itself and reveal itself. Whereas when I just decided, you know, I'm not my genes. I can decide whether they turn on or off. Well, I've turned it off, that path. And actually, since I have, I've never been happier with my hair, never been happier, well, with how I look. You know, hey, I'm working out again now because I got put on a bit of a dad bod in the last couple of years, but not anymore. But, you know, you just find that confidence. And I want you to make it more about changing the reactionary time to your hair and more about building up a self-love and self-respect and a self-confidence in yourself and trusting that you're perfect just as you are. That's going to be the key. I hope you found this video helpful, guys. Please like, share and subscribe and check out my course. The link is in the comments pinned. Take care, guys.